log in or sign in.
I'll probably make it just
Okay. You can set that next to you if you do.
everybody.
Ready.
It's October 4th, 2017. Can't read the clock, but it looks like 6:35, 32. And the Platting Board will come to order. We have a full or a nearly full board tonight, and the first item on our agenda is roll call. May we have roll call, please?
Dan Young,
Present.
Trevor Edmondson,
Present.
Christina Enix,
Present.
Don Porter,
Present.
Kevin Cross,
Present.
Mark Stewart,
Present.
Valerie Ritz, present. Jenna Welton,
Present.
Clayton Walker has been excused. Thank you.
Next item is approvals. May I have a motion to approve the action summaries? Mr. Cross? Is there, and Valerie Ritz seconds. Is there any discussion or opposition? Hearing and seeing none, the action summaries are approved. The next item is minutes for Wednesday, September 6, 2017. May I have a motion to approve these, please? Mr. Porter? Mr. Cross seconds. Is there any discussion, corrections, or opposition? Hearing and seeing none, the minutes are approved. Next item is special order of business. Mr. Whitfield.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just want to take a moment of your time, if you don't mind. Many of you don't know that tonight is Trevor Edmondson's last night on the board. Trevor has served on this board for 6 years, has been an integral and valued member of this board, and being as though this is his last night, I would like to, on behalf of the mayor and on behalf of the planning department, say we really appreciate you. Thank you. Like I said before, you've been a very valued member of this board, and I would like to present you with a proclamation signed by the mayor.
Congratulations. Next item on special order of business is disclosures. Do we have any disclosures tonight? No disclosures. Oops, excuse me. Ms. Wilson.
Thank you. I have two disclosures. For case number S12366, I represent the property owner, one of the property owners that's involved in this at 2429 East 88th Ave. I'm the lawyer for Y&Y Investments on a matter unrelated to this specific matter. I do feel that I have no financial benefit. I can remain impartial, and I don't have any previous knowledge about the nature of this request. For case number S12363, I represent the business located at 2600 Spenard, and we have an informal parking agreement with the property owner of this that's requesting this replat, and it doesn't have anything to do with this case, but I wanted to disclose it. And again, I have no previous knowledge as to this request. I have no financial interest, and I can remain impartial.
Thank you. May I have a positive motion directing Ms. Wilson to participate? Mr. Cross, would you state your motion and address your motion?
Yes, I move that, let's see, regarding case number SW1529 and case number S12366, that Board Member Janice Wilson participate. She has expressed that she has no she will not experience financial benefits from participating. She can remain impartial, and she has no previous knowledge.
Thank you. I have a correction, I believe.
Did I get one of the case numbers wrong?
Yes, but I'll get it for
I
you.
appreciate that.
It's S12366, and the other one you have correct.
You're right. I read the grid number, not the case number. They're right next to each
Okay,
other.
and,
Sorry about that.
and Valerie Ritz seconds. Is there any discussion? Is there any opposition? The motion carries. Ms. Wilson, you're directed to participate in both cases. Next. The next item is the consent agenda, and we need a motion to approve the consent agenda, please. Mr. Edmondson. Mr. Porter seconds. Is there any discussion or any opposition to this motion? Hearing and seeing none, the consent agenda is approved. We have no old business. The next item is new business. And this will be case S12363. The procedure by which the public may speak to the Platting Board at its meeting is, after the staff presentation is completed on public hearing items, the chair will ask for public testimony on the issue. Persons who wish to testify will follow the time limits established in the Commission Rules of Procedure. Petitioners, including all of his or her representatives, have a total of 10 minutes. Part of this time may be reserved for rebuttal. And I would like to explain that in advance, you can either use your remaining time for rebuttal, or you can, before you start, reserve time for rebuttal. For example, if you want to reserve 4 minutes, then we'll set the timer for 6 minutes, and you'll have 4 minutes reserved for rebuttal, plus whatever is remaining. Representatives of groups, community councils, PTAs, etc., have 5 minutes. Individuals have 3 minutes. When your testimony is complete, excuse me, you may be asked questions by the board. You may only testify once on any issue unless questioned by the board. Any individual may have appeal rights relating to any action the Platting Board takes. Appeal of this decision or any of the conditions is governed by AMC 21.11.304. The decision of the board at its scheduled public hearing shall become final 7 calendar days after the date of the decision is made on the record, unless a written request is submitted to the Planning Department prior to the expiration of the 7th day to prepare a written decision based upon the record made at the hearing, and the request is accompanied by a written notice of intent to appeal. Adoption of the written decision by the Platting Board becomes the final appealable decision. Within 20 days of the final appealable decision, an interested party must file with the municipal clerk either a written motion alleging new evidence or changed circumstances per AMC 21.11.503, or an appeal of the board's final appealable decision per AMC 21.30. With that, we're going to begin the public hearing with case S12363. May we have staff's presentation, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So this is a request for the subdivision of 4 lots into one tract with vacation of a 20-foot wide right-of-way located between existing Lot 5 and Lot 1A. This request is being made to allow the construction of an addition onto the building and improve parking. The petition site is located just north of West 26th Avenue and West Spinard Road in Anchorage. The proposed lot meets the minimum lot size and width required by the B3 zoning district. There were no objections by the reviewing agencies to the vacation of the 20-foot right-of-way. Staff is requesting a 5-foot development setback easement and the 5-foot right-of-way to be dedicated along Spinard Road. So the official streets and highways plan classifies Spinard Road as a Class 2 minor arterial with a minimum right-of-way width of 80 feet. So that is where you're seeing the 5-foot development setback and the 5-foot right-of-way. Currently there's 30. We can ask for 35, and to get the 40, which would be half of the minimum right-of-way width that is required by the petitioner, we're asking for that 5-foot development setback. The petitioner is proposing to vacate a 20-foot wide right-of-way located between the existing lots 5 and 1A. This vacation request has been reviewed and found to conform to the municipal vacation policy. Anchorage Water and Wastewater stated that there is no objection to the vacation. However, the existing sanitary sewer main runs through that and must be protected by an easement. So as a condition, the petitioner is required to resolve the need with AWU to dedicate a sanitary sewer easement. That specific location and width will be determined with AWU. The municipal traffic engineer has stated there is no objection to the vacation of the right-of-way, and access to lots 3 and 4, which are not part of this platting action, will be addressed during future development of those parcels. Generally, reviewing agencies had either no comment or no objection to these vacation requests. Therefore, staff believes that the right-of-way is in excess of municipal need and recommends approval of this vacation. So the department recommends approval subject to some conditions found on page 8 and 9 of the staff packet. And the first one there under A would be the approval of the request for vacation of a 20-foot wide right-of-way between lots 5 and 1A, subject to conditions 1 and 2, with a slight modification to number 2 to state, resolve the need to dedicate a 30-foot sanitary sewer easement centered over the main. Secondly, B is approval of the plat for 24 months, subject to the following conditions 1 through 6, found on page 8 and 9 of the staff packet. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions of staff? Any questions at all? Hearing and seeing no questions for staff, we'll open up the public hearing. Will the petitioner's representative please come forward, state your name for the record, spell your last name please, and let us know if you'd like to reserve time for rebuttal.
Good evening. My name is Taylor Moore. That's M-O-O-R-E. And I would like to start off by thanking the board for this opportunity to present this platting action and for your time this evening. Enterprise Engineering and Enterprise Engineering on behalf of Moreland Properties, as staff has already commented, is seeking to combine 3 parcels into one and vacate the 20-foot right-of-way that exists, dividing 2 of the parcels. We have met on numerous occasions, multiple occasions with municipal staff and have gained their support for this platting action and the vacation. I guess I'll open it up for comments or questions.
Thank you. Are there questions of the petitioner? No, there are no questions. Would you like to use any of your time for rebuttal? You have 9 minutes and 17 seconds.
I think I'll pass. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. We now open this to public testimony. Is there anyone from the public wishing to testify tonight? Hearing and seeing no one. This is your last chance for rebuttal. There's no one from the public, and so the public hearing portion is closed and the matter now rests with the board. In the case of S12363, may I have a positive motion to approve the request for vacation of a 20-foot right-of-way between lots 5 and 1A? Mr. Edmondson, thank you. And Mr. Cross is going to second. Mr. Edmondson, will you state your motion, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In case S12363 Atwill Subdivision Tract A, I move for approval of the request for vacation of a 20-foot wide right-of-way between lots 5 and 1A Atwell subdivision, subject to conditions 1 and 2 as outlined on staff packet 8, with the correction to A2 to read, resolve the need to dedicate a 30-foot sanitary sewer easement centered over the main.
Thank you. And Mr. Cross seconds. Mr. Edmondson, would you speak to your motion, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I intend to support this motion. There were no objections by the reviewing agencies to the vacation of the 20-foot wide right-of-way. The vacation request has been reviewed and found to conform to the municipal vacation policy and ordinance. Anchorage Water and Wastewater stated that there is no objection to the vacation. The municipal traffic engineer has stated that there is no objection to the vacation of the right-of-way. And generally, reviewing agents had either no comment or no objection to this vacation request. Additionally, there was two notices mailed in to the municipality from the public, from Michael Zimmerman and from a John Weddleton, and both of them were in support of the vacation and the platting action. Again, I intend to support my motion.
Thank you. Are there any other findings or comments? Mr. Cross, did you have a comment?
Yeah, just to echo Edmondson's approvals and the reason why he's voting, why I'll be supporting this motion, as well as the alley access seems as though it was intended to give additional access to lots 5A, 3, and then 3A, and then Lot 2, Block 2. From the dates that easement was established to now, both 25th Spenard and 26th have been well developed, and I think as well as the utility companies not necessarily needing that easement anymore and resolving those concerns, there's adequate access being supplied to that corridor and through alternate means.
Thank you. Any other findings or comments? I have one. I too plan to support this. And I just want to address on page 7 that staff believes the right-of-way is in excess of municipal need and recommends approval of this vacation. So is there any objection to this motion? Hearing and seeing none, the motion passes. May I have a positive motion for approval of the plat for 24 months subject to the conditions on page 8 and 9? Same again.
I just moved.
Mr. Edmondson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In case S12363 Atwell Subdivision Tract A, I move for approval of the plat for 24 months subject to conditions 1 through 6 as outlined on staff packet pages 8 and 9.
Thank you. Mr. Cross seconds. Mr. Edmondson, do you have any discussion, or would you address your motion?
Just, again, I'm going to support my motion and like to just state that the proposed lot meets the minimum lot size and widths required by the B3 zoning district.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion or comments? Is there any opposition to the motion? Hearing and seeing none, the motion carries, and the plat is approved. Are there any persons to be heard tonight? Any appearances? Oh, yes.
Mr. Chairman, if I may, suggest a clarification regarding department recommendation A number 2. I believe the language that was used by Mr. Odell was to resolve the need for a sanitary sewer easement, and that was without reference to it being centered over the existing main. Perhaps Mr. Odell can speak to that.
Through the chair, being as though, Mr. Taylor, Mr. Moore, being as though this is a resolved comment, it gives the flexibility to AWU to decide where the easement needs to be. So if it needs to be over the center of the main, it can be dedicated there. If it needs to be elsewhere, we can dedicate it there. So as a resolved comment, it allows for AWU to provide some flexibility in where that easement actually is located. So rest assured, we'll allow you to resolve it with AWU. As long as AWU's happy, you'll be able to have that condition met.
Thank you, Mr. Whitfield. I have no further comments for the board.
Thank you. And that's what we voted on, was rather than to dedicate it, was to resolve it so that you do have the flexibility.
Understood. Thank you.
You're welcome. We have no committee reports, chair reports, secretary reports. We have board member comments tonight.
I just want to thank staff for all your efforts in helping me out over the last 6 years through this, and appreciate the proclamation from the mayor tonight, and I've really enjoyed working with all of you on this board over the last, well, Dan and I have been on here for 6 years. Dan's been on here longer than I have, so he's going on 9, but the rest of you have enjoyed working with you over the last several years, and thank you for the time, and look forward to seeing you on the other side. So,
Any other comments? I would like to thank you, Mr. Edmondson, for your 6 years of public service, and you've been a great contribution to this board and to the community, so thank you. May I have a motion for adjournment, please? Did I get one?
Yeah, it's the same two again.
Same two, okay. The meeting is adjourned.